Greetings, salutations. Today I'm going to put this new exhaust system on the XJ, and I'm going to take you down under and show you why I'm going to replace this and some of the things that I'm going to do differently than what's been done here before. For the most part, this exhaust system is original to the vehicle, I believe. Maybe even the muffler's original. I don't know. Could be. I've seen older mufflers, older factory mufflers than that on vehicles from the desert. So it's possible that's original. I don't know. If it's not original, it's direct replacement. But the cat's been cut off of this, and this has been kind of butchered. I'll show you. What I'm replacing it with is what looks to be like an aftermarket factory replacement down tube. This comes off the header, and it goes from, I think, 2 inch to 2 1/4, and then it's flared up to 2 1/2. And instead of using regular muffler clamps, I'm going to use these band clamps. And I have a thrush welded muffler. These are my favorite mufflers. This one I'm going to have to install backwards. I'm going to have to make some modifications to this because I'm dyslexic. And what I thought was a 2 1/2 inch in and out, I ended up buying a 2 1/4 inch, so I have to cut these back, and I have this piece of 2 1/2 that I'm going to weld in place to take up the gap that would be the length of the factory muffler and the catalytic converter. Also, the tailpipe's got a band clamp on it, so the muffler will have extensions welded. That's what this is for, and a band clamp welded to that, so I can actually take the center out and change it if I want to put a different muffler in it, or if I just want to run straight pipe. Yeah, that would be cool. Okay, so let's go under and take a look at the Dickard setup I have underneath here now. This primary pipe here has had some heat cycles run through it, and it comes over to here to the cross member. This is the annoying part right here. It's laying on the cross member, and it just rattles all the way through the cab of the vehicle. And then they have this cheater pipe here, that's where the catalytic converter would go. It's not there. And then I have this factory style muffler that needs to go bye-bye. And then the tailpipe, which is your typical factory style tailpipe with all the appropriate crimps and you know, the pipe's all crimped down and stuff. And when it comes out the back here, it's all 2 1/4. So first things third, I'm going to get underneath here and take the tailpipe off. Because I'm dyslexic and an idiot, I did a couple things wrong here. I'm going to have to install this muffler backwards. Notice this says outlet. So this is a offset in, center out. I needed a center in outlet offset. Does that make sense? Instead of the exhaust coming this way, it's going to come this way. I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. And it was going to cost me another $20 to send this back. I'm already into it for $70. And you know, like you talk about $90. And I thought, well, I'll just buy another one, no big deal. So I went on Jegs and I bought another one because I can't seem to find these things anywhere else other than Jegs. They're back ordered, and they've been back ordered for a week. And I contacted them this morning to see if they had an ETA, and they said, we don't have any idea from Dynamax when they expect to get these. Made in China. They're probably stuck out in the bay someplace outside of Los Angeles. I ain't got time to waste. I need to get this done. So I guess I'll start by ripping out the tailpipe, and I got to take off the two O2 sensors, and then I'm really going to get dirty when I get into taking this crossover pipe out. That's the only thing I can do is just go ahead and do it, so I'm going to do that. I'll set you up over here and you can watch this shit show. this. I gotta try this. Damn, it's loud. Sounds like a freaking tractor. Back to work. Here's the factory pipe, and you notice this big dent right here. No, that's not restrictive at all. And that's done at the factory. In comparison, nice and flowy. Factory clamp. And then this has a very thick 3/8 inch thick flange. But what the hell is with this, with the freaking holes? Right? That's 5/8 of an inch. At least. So I go digging around in my hoard, find some washers. Let's hope those flange bolts are long enough. Let me take care of this. Fixed. You know, I've brought this up before, but it's been a few years, and there's a lot of new people here, so you need a way to cut the exhaust tubing. One way you can cut tubing is with a sawzall, and that's the cut you end up with. Not exactly square, and a little jagged. You always cut with a plasma cutter, but there's a lot of cleanup. What I like to use is a tubing cutter, like this one. So let me show you how this works. All right, so you have this plier looking thing with a medieval chain link thing here with hardened steel rollers in there. So you just wrap this around the tubing, right? Hook it into that plier jaw, and you just turn it, and it slowly cuts its way through the tubing. When you get through, you might have to, yeah, that's a much straighter cut. You know, although it's not perfect, it's straight across the whole plane. You don't have like a, you know, 1/4 inch dip. You know, it's a pretty square cut, and for doing something like this, it's perfect. So that's how it works. I'll provide a link down in the description if you need one of these. So many times I can burn my frickin' hand on this. Ouch, like that time. Idiot. Before you do any welding on your vehicle, disconnect the battery cable. It'll save your PCM. Alrighty, I got the band clamps tacked in, tailpipes tacked in, and just kind of hanging there. It's hanging off the hanger here, but it's not tight. And if I tighten this down, for some reason this comes up, and well, it'll end up making contact with this. So I might get a different hanger, maybe a new hanger or a universal hanger, and let this hang a little bit below the bumper. I don't know, but I got to blow this thing back apart and take everything out, including the primary tube, the one that comes off the header, and then weld those flanges up, and then I can put it all back together. Oh, I got I gotta put the other O2 sensor in. I forgot to do that. Okay, so I got a lot to do yet. I cut this because I wanted to give myself plenty of room and wanted to tuck this exhaust up as high as I could. I have a new transmission mount coming tomorrow, and when that comes in, I'll install that, and then I'll determine what I need to put in there. This is a 1/2 inch round bar. I'll make a mount there, weld those two together, and then I elected to remove the factory hanger for the tailpipe because this rubber bit is only like a 1/2 inch away from the tailpipe. So I'm going to get a universal type muffler clamp and probably get 2 of them. Put one here and one over in front of that, so I have 2 points of contact. Then I can drop this tailpipe down a little bit. Right now it's a 1/4 inch from the bumper, which is a little close for my taste. I'd like it down a little bit further. You want to hear it with the backwards muffler and all? Let's set you up right there and you can listen to it. At my advanced age, the loud exhaust systems on cars seems kind of ridiculous, but I don't know. Maybe it's a midlife thing. But I got a feeling I'm going to be putting another resonator or something in line there, because, you know, at cruising speed, at like 2250 is when it starts to growl. We'll see. I'm going to take it for a rip. And tomorrow when that transmission thing comes in, I'll put that in and then put the hangers in. Right now, I'm going to run down and get the hangers. So I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. I'm going to make the finishing touches to this exhaust system. Last night I went down to O'Reilly's and they got a couple of hangers. Tractor Supply and paid way too much for this 1/2-inch round bar. And once my new transmission mount comes from AutoZone, supposed to be delivered today, then I can cut a piece of this. I only need about maybe 2 or 3 inches, but then I have extra. Like I said, paper. You know, I knew I should have changed that battery. Before I pushed the record button, I looked at the screen and it said 23%. And I started talking and almost immediately the battery dies. You know, GoPros are great cameras. I love them. But man, sometimes they can just frustrate the living crap out of you. Where was I before I had to stop and get a new battery? Okay, so I have the materials I need, with the exception of the transmission mount. Once that comes, I can take a piece of this, cut it, weld it in place. One of the bolts on the flange of the header is stripped out. I've got it as tight as it can be right now, and I'm gonna let it be for now, and probably end up getting a new header. See if I can find it at the junkyard or something. You know, knowing me, I'll probably just repair this one. It's a very laborious proposition to repair or replace the exhaust manifold on these inline sixes. I need to remove this rear hanger, this clamp, and then take this hanger off. And I'll take one of these, install it in its place, and then that'll establish the height that I want this thing at, and then I can go ahead and put the other one that replaced the factory hanger. And I'll probably keep this around for, I don't know, 15, 20 years. Never use it, and then decide, you know, when I'm, you know, going through my stuff to sell at my estate auction, I'll throw it away then. The advantages of having a desert truck: you just unbolt things. perfect. Are you impressed? I know I am. Look at that. Sometimes you gotta give yourself an attaboy because nobody else there to do it for you. Okay, now I need to go to the store and get another 2.5-inch muffler clamp.
20 minutes later.
Alright, I'm back now. That wasn't too terrible. I think I want to move this a little bit. There we go. There. Okay. Yahtzee. That's not terrible. And sturdy. Oh my. I bought 2 of them. Should I replace that one? So everything looks new? Ah, what the hell. I have it. Ah! 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 Oh! Ah! Damn it. Those hurt. While I'm waiting for FedEx to show up, I might as well take this cross member off and get the tranny mount out. So maybe you're wondering why I cut this off my new downpipe. Now, I don't know if you can see this or not, but there's 3 3/8 inch aluminum plates here that space this cross member off the unibody on both sides. And I did that after I put the lift kit on here to drop the tail shaft of the transmission down so that the angle of the output shaft closely matched the angle of the pinion. When you lift your vehicle, you're dropping the rear axle lower, and you're increasing not changing the pinion angle, but you're changing the drive shaft angle. And if those 2 angles, the angle at the pinion and the angle at the output shaft, are too extremely different, you'll get driveline vibrations, and you'll feel that while you're driving, and you'll prematurely wear out U-joints and that kind of thing. And really a 3-inch lift is about the maximum you can go without switching to a slip yoke eliminator. What a slip yoke eliminator does is eliminates this slip yoke, and that allows you to mount a flange, and then there's a slip fitting in the drive shaft and a double cardan joint up here. So what I did, and what most people do, is they drop the cross member down about an inch, a little 1.25 inches, put spacers in between the unibody and the cross member to correct that angle. And when I did that, this part of the exhaust system comes with it, and because this is pinned to the transmission mount, it ended up coming in contact with this. Now there's only, for the factory piece, is probably only about 3/8 of an inch clearance to begin with. So dropping this down, you might end up, if you're doing this to your own Jeep, you're going to find your exhaust system is going to hit this, and when it does, you're going to hear it through the entire vehicle. And I noticed that I cut through this halfway in an attempt to bend it instead of cut it completely through, and I just jacked up on the exhaust system. And when I did, it took the transfer case with it, and I could see that the rubber is separated from the mount. So this thing's dicked anyway, so I'm going to replace it because I'm here.
Ooh, that's tight.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get on that with a ratchet.
Lefty loosey. Oh yeah, that's tight. That'll come off now.
Apparently I didn't want that to come off. This reminds me, when was that? A couple Septembers ago? I took my sons up to Beatty and took the Titus Canyon route into Death Valley one Sunday afternoon. And we got about halfway through that, and the bolts came out of this side of the crossmember, miles and miles from people. It was awesome. That won't come out.
Yeah, a little pooched. Yahtzee.
Well, I wasn't expecting to see that till after dark. I'd say significantly pooched. What am I into this thing for? Well, the tailpipe was 85 bucks. The downpipe, I guess it's called the front pipe. The front pipe was 75 bucks. The muffler was about 75 bucks. The mount was 43 bucks. The crossmember or the transmission mount was 43 bucks. The clamps and hangers was another 20 bucks, and the the band clamps. I got a 4-pack of those for 40 bucks. So all in, I'm in at about 340 bucks. Hey Rick, what about that piece of 1/2-inch round bars you bought last night for too much money? Well, I'm not going to count this because I only used this much of it. And that's what we call in the hobby a consumable. I'll use this on a different project, and I'll figure that into I'll forget the cost. That's what I'll do. I'll just forget the cost. So basically, for the price of a replacement exhaust, catback exhaust, or a performance catback exhaust, I replace the whole thing. Now, the only thing I have left to do with this to have a perfect exhaust system is to replace the header. You need to be careful about buying an aftermarket header because sometimes those are worse than the one you're replacing. So it might be more advantageous for me to make the necessary repairs to this, welding up any cracks and replacing the studs with some new bolts, and be done with it. You know, put it back on. So for less than $350, I have a complete exhaust system. The front pipe is a stock replacement. Everything behind that is 2.5 inch, where the factory's 2 1/4. Sounds better, got better throttle response. Now I think it's time to put in those neon injectors I've been holding on to for the last 2 years. Pretty simple if you got some basic tools. If you got a welder, it's even better. Those band clamps really are a far superior clamping system than the traditional muffler clamps, like the one I got holding up the tailpipe. Now those band clamps allow me to take the exhaust system apart. I can remove that section with the muffler and put a different muffler in if I ever want to. It just makes changing those things out just that much easier. Check the links in the description. I'll put some links to where you can purchase those on Amazon if you shop on Amazon. As many as I can find anyway. I got a lot of this stuff on eBay. eBay doesn't pay me to put links in the description. You can go to eBay and check it out for yourself if you want to. So, exhaust system, check off the list. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Thanks for taking the time to watch. And if you learned anything and you thought it was entertaining and informative, smash the like button, share it with your vast social media network. If I haven't done so, click the subscribe button and check the box, click the bell, do all the things so you get notified next time I upload a video. If you shop on Amazon, check the links in the description again, and you can do all your Amazon shopping through those links. Oh, there's a little button underneath this window too, if you minimize it, that you can donate directly through YouTube. Check those out. Something you're willing to do. Thanks in advance. If you can't afford to do that, I understand. I know what it's like to be broke. Just means we're probably related. So until next time, you have fun, stay safe, shoot straight, keep it powder dry. Have a splendid day. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye. I was just looking at this muffler here, and that came from, this is where the O2 sensor was, right? Yep. So that came from the engine. That went to the tailpipe. A to B. Does that mean this one was on backwards too? Perhaps?